So we are live. Welcome to another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show. As usual, you know that I bring you the best. I bring you champions. I bring you people who make an impact in their communities, in their countries, and globally. And today it's going to be the same thing. So get ready. Let us know where you're watching from. And don't forget, to have your notepad and your pen because as usual, you're going to learn a lot from my guest today. And make sure you share and you can even start watch parties so people can also have the benefit of of getting the knowledge that we're going to share today. And for those who are going to be late or those who are going to, watch the replay, make sure, you let us know where you tuning in from. And also, don't forget your pen and your notepad as well. So our guest today is in Burundi. So we're going to Burundi. It's Dr. Florence Nisabwe. She's a social entrepreneur and the founder and executive director of Fondation Lance d'Afrique Burundi. So for the audience watching from Burundi, bonjour and bienvenue au Greatness Engineering Hour show. And j'espère que vous allez apprécier. So for everybody, let's bring Florence and let's start the conversation. Today, we're going to focus on women empowerment and especially looking at how Africa is leading the way on women economic empowerment. So don't go anywhere. We are back, and I'm going to be back with our guest, Dr. Florence, just now. So let's start.
Right? On memories. But as I got older, I started to be more aware of some of the abusive sides of
Hello. Welcome to the Greatness Engineering Hour show. Dr. Florence, welcome. How are you?
Thank you, Mireille. I'm fine. Thank you. And how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited to have you today. Especially, we're going to talk about one of my favorite, subject, which is women economic empowerment and how Africa is leading that effort. And also get to know the fantastic work that you're doing to empower women through your work. So just to start the conversation, let us know, who you are and what you do and really, that we can understand where you started and where, you are right now, and then get the opportunity to start talking about your empowerment work in Africa.
Well, thank you, Mireille, for this opportunity to be in this wonderful platform. I'm Dr. Florence Nisabwe, born and bred in Burundi. But for the last 3 years, I am a citizen of the world. I had the opportunity to visit many countries where I embrace their culture. That's why I'm saying that I am a citizen of the world. Well, I'm married to a lovely man, and I'm a mother of two handsome boys, 13 years and 11 years. Professionally, I started working in a government department focusing on communication, and my activism in voluntary work started in secondary school, where I was a Girl Scout. And at the university, I volunteered in an association promoting traditional dance in Burundi. But since the last past 8 years, I was involved in many associations supporting underserved population in Burundi and South Africa, where I started Lance d'Afrique South Africa, and then an office in Belgium, Brave. And right now, I am the founder and executive director of Fondation Lance d'Afrique Burundi. And through this platform, we are empowering women and girls from those who are at the grassroots level to high profile female in the Great Lakes region. What can I say again? Academically, I have the first degree in communication development and master degrees in urban economics and social development economics, and a PhD in entrepreneurship and development economics. But apart from this formal education, I went through trainings in social entrepreneurship. That is my passion, leadership, gender, project management, monitoring, and evaluation. I'm an author or co-author of 6 books. You can find them on Amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
And to come back to the foundation Lance d'Afrique Burundi, we are working not only with rural women, but also with their urban counterparts. And we work with those who are educated, those who are not educated, those who are underserved, and those who are occupying management position. So in short, we tailor our program to fit all type of women. And how you can ask me how we are doing this? We have 3 focus areas. The first one is capacity building in various areas, like including social entrepreneurship, project management, mentorship, leadership. You can name them. The second focus area is direct support. And in this program, we assist financially those who are struggling to make end month meet. And the third one is the publishing house called FLab Publisher. Through this program, we assist scholars and academics and even general public to make their work to be available to a large public. And this is made through book publishing or articles.
Wow, that's a lot of a lot of fantastic work that you're doing through your organization, and really
Yes.
looking at different angles and bringing women together to create an empowered woman force to be able not to leave any woman behind. But one question that I have for you is, so what actually trigger you to start your work in, empowering women? Is it a personal event, or is it something else? Why did you start, putting all your effort the last 8 years? And you said you even started when you were very young. What really drove you to do this work?
Great. First overall, let me tell you that it's coming from my heart. There is love, desire, and more than anything, the passion I have to help others. Since my childhood, I have always wanted to assist people to improve their social economic condition. I learned that giving my time and my financial resources gives me a lot of benefit, and it brings personally and professional blessings. I derive so much joy and unmatched satisfaction when I help people in dire needs. And we all know that in Africa, the most vulnerable, the poor of the poorest, and the marginalized are women. So, and when I try to look back as a teenager going to rural areas, I was shocked. I was really shocked to see how and women are working hard to survive. Uh, they are working, they are struggling. Women are going to the farmer to get food, coming back to get available the food for the entire family. They have to carry in their shoulders the entire family, and they continue to be involved in other domestic assignments, what is really challenging for those women. And we can see that women are the backbone of African families, and they really need support. That's why through the foundation, we empower women to reclaim their self-esteem and self-confidence.
It's a lot of work, like you said. Women work really hard, especially when we look at it in the context of Africa. And I like what you said. They are the backbone of families. In Africa,
In
whatever
Africa.
they do, they always have to carry the family with them. And
Mhm.
that's a big part of everything, and of the economy. Sometimes we don't realize that, and that's key to understand. So let's
Yeah.
just have a short look at who we have here. We have Sophie. Sophie is watching from Cameroon. Hey, Sophie, thanks for tuning in. We have Eva as well. Eva is watching from South Africa, because Eva, and so she's here. Thank you
Eva is my
for tuning
friend.
in. Eva is your friend, so great to have your friend here. And we have Leah. Leah is watching from Germany. So really, and Eva is already, starting by saying, "Wow, amazing work," and that's good. So I mean, you talked about, what really what was the driver for you to get involved, but what are the challenges? Because we know that there can be a lot of challenges to do the type of work that you're doing. So what are the key challenges that you have to overcome on a daily basis, or things that you really, struggle with, in your journey, in your empowerment journey?
Okay, thank you, Mireille. And okay, in every work we have to face some obstacles. So
Mm-hmm.
in my work, my daily work, I can say that the first challenge is resistance.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
resistance to change, the resistance to new idea. And the second one I can mention is that people like quick wins. They are not receptive to anything that need patience. That is also challenging. And we also encounter financial pressures. To run our program, we need money, and sometimes it is really not the easiest asset that you can find. You can find the market. I also have to face my personal challenge. I have to balance between my work and my family. I must be a wife, a mother, and a manager for the organization. And you know that work-life balance is paramount. For example, I'm here in Burundi since March when I came to launch some activities for the foundation. I was supposed to be here for 1 week, and now it's almost 6 months.
Whoa, that's
Alone,
that's
I
hard.
went with my family there, and they are alone without me. So this is really also challenging, but as I live a life of purpose, I have to understand that it's a season.
But it's hard, and you're right to to put that as a challenge in everything,
Mhm.
and for every working woman or every woman who want to make a difference. It's always on top of what we have to do in our own family, and
Yeah.
we can lose ourselves into it. So we have to be really careful and try to embrace it and find
Yeah.
opportunity to be innovative and stay positive, because
Yeah.
otherwise it
Yeah.
becomes very, very difficult, and that's a key. So let's have a short break, just
Mhm.
time to watch a video, and we'll be back to continue our conversation on women empowerment and your journey as a social entrepreneur in Burundi and internationally. For those who are joining us, today our guest is Dr. Florence. Dr. Florence is based in South Africa, but has to stay back to Burundi because of the pandemic. So please, we are focusing on women economic empowerment. So don't hesitate to ask any question, and join the conversation if you have something to add to what to what Dr. Florence is sharing today. So don't go anywhere. We're just gonna have a break, and we'll be back to continue this amazing conversation.
Dream about an extraordinary life and dream big. Build up your own empire. You always become whom you believe and love to become. Dreams without actions remain just a dream. Design your own future, set goals daily, take daily one step closer to it with courage. Stand up, act and move forward, achieving your goals. Believe in your capacity, capability, potential. Challenge yourself every day to become the best version of yourself that you can be. Never compare your life to other lives. You are unique. Break limit, proudly, surely, confidently. Talk and let them listen. Empower, impact. Work smarter, stay focused, the sky is the limit. At the end of the day, smile because you deserve it.
Fantastic, beautiful. And so we are back with Dr. Florence, and we are focusing on women empowerment. As you could see from this video, she is a powerful woman making an impact in her community, and also bringing, really doing it from her heart, and really pushing for other women to be able to be empowered. So, Dr. Florence, just wanted to ask you, what are the key strategies and the key enablers for women to be fully empowered? Uh, from your experience, from what you've seen on the ground, what do you think are the key strategy, and how we can, bring women to the next level economically?
Well, thank you. I strongly believe that education is key
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
to uplift women in this 21st century.
mm-hmm,
Without education, women cannot have access to decent work.
mm-hmm,
And the consequence is the fact that they will always depend on their husband or their boyfriend.
mm-hmm,
So the second strategy is the implementation of all the laws ratified by African countries, and of course, the punishment for those who are not respecting these laws. And
mm-hmm,
what can I add? Uh, I think the third strategy is the promotion of network of women association to work as a team to
mm-hmm,
defend their right. Unfortunately, what we notice is that there are some women who don't like to work in a network.
mm-hmm,
Uh,
mm-hmm,
but the results show that when women work as a team, they can
mm-hmm,
bring change.
mm-hmm,
So there is something also important is the responsibility of role models
mm-hmm,
to speak out, to stand and motivate young girls.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I think that nowadays this is the most important.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's a key one. That's a key one, because we know that, to be able to believe it, you have to see it. If you can see it, if you
Yeah,
can see other women who started just like you, who come, from the same background as you realize that it gives you the belief, the
mm,
faith that you can do it. And I
they
think we
can,
have
yeah.
to encourage women to come out to talk about their stories, especially when they've
Mm,
been able to succeed, so that they can, create this faith in other women, and make sure that they're not left behind as well. So I
yeah.
really like this one, because that's the one that I'm advocating all the time. And that's what
Mhm.
this show is here, is that to bring role models that are going to inspire people to do their best. And that's the most
Yeah.
important thing. You mentioned actually the implementation of all the laws that are in place in Africa. But so far, we don't, correct me if I'm wrong, I have the feeling that a lot of women actually don't know their rights, in certain countries. The legislation is there, there are laws, but they don't know those laws, so they can't call out when there's something that actually not right done to them. And how do you think we can push that, this woman to really get to understand what are their right, and really stand for their right?
Yes, Mireille, you are right. It's one of the challenges, the ignorance.
Mm-hmm,
So we need really awareness campaign.
mm-hmm,
Yes, and also we need to advocate
mm-hmm,
on the document to be available in a language they can understand. Mm.
mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Because yeah, there's also the language barrier, because especially in rural areas. But that's actually the power of the kind of network that you have, because you said that you have a diversity of women. So some of the women are very educated, they have, high responsibilities, and
Yes.
however are coming from the rural area. So it might be now the responsibility of those educated women who speak the language, who speak
Mhm.
the language, to communicate those those laws, those, and make sure that the women understand their right, and they really use them, they
Yes. Yeah.
use that to empower themselves, and help them to go to the next level.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I can imagine, you can have all the drive and all the tools, but sometimes, you just have so many hurdles,
Yes.
and I really want to understand, what are the key challenges and obstacles that you are facing in your work, in your empowerment work, because I can imagine, especially in the context of Africa, it can be very, very difficult. So, what are those challenges and obstacles that you have to really deal with, or you have dealt with?
Yeah. At every level of African society, women have hurdles to overcome. Let's
Mm-hmm,
start by those who are at the those who are living at the grassroots level.
mm-hmm,
They must work hard to survive and to deal with traditional customers, and this deprive them from their rights.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
In many African countries, women cannot own a land, especially when it comes to family succession. And with regard to birth control, women are not owning their body. In many
mm-hmm,
African societies, you know that the number of birth is determined by their partner.
mm-hmm,
And if we go to the middle level, the
mm-hmm,
women who are to the middle, who are managers in their respective position, they are struggling
mm-hmm,
to climb the ladder in
mm-hmm,
their
mm-hmm,
company. And at the top, here again, despite
mm-hmm,
having managerial position, sometimes their appointments are just window dressing.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And what else can I say? We conducted a research
mm-hmm,
in our organization, and we found that 3/4 women at the managerial position don't feel secured and
mm-hmm,
feel marginalized by the male counterparts.
mm-hmm,
But in a more positive way, we can say that some women are breaking the glass
mm-hmm,
by
mm-hmm.
reaching top position confidently. But here, the challenge now is those who are holding strategic position is not easy to pull their sister
Mhm,
who are
mhm,
under them.
mhm,
And this is very important move because women empowerment has to start by women.
mhm, 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 mhm. And sometime you're right. Sometime some women actually reach those tops and they break those ceilings, but they don't, give a hand back to
Mhm.
their sisters. Sometimes it's not their fault. Sometimes because they're already struggling themselves, they feel like they don't have enough, energy to bring over with them, because it's an added, an added weight. But then there are others, they are there, but they don't actually give back. And that's when those networks that you were talking about, when we talked about the strategies, those networks are very important, because then when there's a network, it's probably easier to have, this empowerment thing going on between women.
Mhm.
because you don't actually create this
Exactly.
layer of, of what we see in corporate or in the real world, so that you have access to you have access to those women who can help you and bring you up.
Exactly.
So that's very good. So I don't know if we have more questions here. There's Alice. Alice, well done, dear. So she's supporting thing. And Eva, again, true people like quick wins. It is a big challenge. It is a big challenge because, people really want things just now. And
Yeah.
they don't really want to put a lot of efforts and be strategic sometimes, because strategies need time, and they basically uh, kill the whole effort because they're just too impatient and they become negative, and it doesn't help anybody. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna have another break, and we're gonna continue the conversation on empowerment, economic empowerment, especially focusing on Africa and focusing on the work of Dr. Florence in Burundi and in the other countries where she Fondation is represented. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back and to continue this conversation on women economic empowerment.
Right. Hi, I'm Dr. Florence Nisabwe. I work as a social development mentor in Burundi and South Africa. Fondation d'Afrique Burundi is the result of the compassion we have, the love, the desire, and more than anything, the passion to help others, which resulted from having witnessed what many women go through on a daily basis when raising their children, taking care of their family and their community. We are a non-profit organization focused on social entrepreneurship, and we are supporting the cause of women's empowerment by working together with men, boys, in a gender transformative approach in Burundi as well as throughout Africa and beyond. We aim to achieve our goals through community awareness campaign, consulting, leadership training and workshop, mentorship, research and innovation. We believe women have the power to make global change, and these activities enable us to provide opportunities for women to gain skills and knowledge they need to shape a better future. By helping to entrench sustainable development goals through capacity building for previous vulnerable and marginalized groups, we can effect positive social change.
So we are back. We are back with Dr. Florence, and we are learning, and how she's the empowering woman economically in Africa, and the impact that she's having on the ground, through our organization and a foundation. So, Dr. Florence, obviously you've been doing a lot already, and then we could see it through this short video, but this empowerment work that you're doing, what do you need for it to be effective, and have a positive impact in the life of women. Obviously, it's coming from your heart, it's you, but I presume you can't do it on your own. So what are the needs that you have, just right now, having already accomplished a lot, but then there's still, a lot to go.
Oh, great. Yeah, it's a teamwork. So for it to be really successful, we need visibility to reach out a maximum of partners and sponsors who can support us. And also, I need to be in a good health, strong,
Mhm,
and a kind of personal financial stability with my own business to continue uh, giving my time and my support to the foundation without any salary.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the big, the big thing is that,
Mhm.
all of what you do is actually free. So you need at some point the support, because the capitals, you need the capital to support, women on the ground, to make sure that those education program are, are created. But, to create that, you need to get access to specialized, knowledge, and then expert that gonna come and help them, and also, put the money to buy what they need,
Mhm.
to, especially if they want to start, small business or something. And that's very important. But, and you mentioned the your health, and one question that I wanted to add is, how do you balance all of that? Because it can be very heavy, because your organization is now, doing work, throughout Africa. You're based in South Africa. Sometimes you have to come to Burundi, and now you got stuck in Burundi because of the pandemic, and then you have young children. You are married. So how do you balance all of this?
Well, I must say that my family is my first source of encouragement.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah, and we have created conducive environment for work life balance and joy. And no, unfortunately, he's not following us. I have to congratulate my husband. He's
mhm,
really a supportive man, and my two boys are really amazing guys. So without them, I could not reach where I am today.
mhm, mhm. And which lead to, again, the debate about, in have men included in this empowerment work, because they have to support us, especially, if you're a mom, of boys. You have to make sure that, you raise your boys to support this effort, to support the
Mhm.
empowerment of women, so that they can become supporting husband,
Yes.
later on. And your husband has to be involved as well, to help you to do the work that you're doing, and which means that he understands, that you bring value, and it's something that needs to be done. And that's really powerful and amazing. And we say thank you to your husband for that, because you've been doing, an amazing work. And as you know, and we know now that there's been a lot of support from your husband and from your family. Another
And
thing.
1 second, please.
Go ahead.
I cannot forget to mention also that I have mentors behind me, coaches behind me, and I
Mhm.
salute Professor Ndedi for the work he's doing for the foundation.
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm. That's fantastic. So
Yeah.
let's have, just a look at, the comment box. We have, Leah from Germany. We need to break the culture of stigmatization, especially in rural areas, training them to be able to stand and be positively independent. So that's the link you talked about, the tradition being really
Mhm.
heavy for a
Yeah.
lot of women. to really, get to this economic empowerment. And there again, yes, family support is very important and great push, and it's valid for all of us. And sometimes we don't say it, but yes, we need this support from our family to be able to wake up every morning completely pumped up with the right energy and keep going. So that's very important. So one thing that I remember when we were planning this show is that you talked about Africa leading the effort on on women economic empowerment. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Why do you think that Africa is leading this effort?
I think that the more vulnerable women on earth are in Africa.
Mm-hmm,
And based on that, it is understandable to see African leadership taking strong measures to empower women. And there is a new generation of African leaders who value women potential. For those who have given the chances and opportunities to women to manage either government department, public or private enterprises are not disappointed.
mm-hmm. And that's a key statement to make, and key statement to understand is that we have a lot of vulnerable women in Africa. It's not because they don't have potential, or they don't, they can't actually economically participate. There are a lot of factors that are, part of making them vulnerable. Not only we talked about the tradition, but also there's also this making sure that they get to the right jobs, the right education, and really making sure as well that men understand their values, what they can bring on the market, in the economy, and apart from what they already bring, at the core, which is the family, and really understand that they can be a force, in everything that we do. And we've seen it happening, in areas where women are really taking the lead. Things are
Uh-huh.
moving, and things are
Yes,
improving because they bring
sure.
this leadership that they have in the family to the professional area or to the community, and it is very powerful. So that's really very important to have that. So let's just have another another short break, a video, and we'll come back, and for the last word from your side, Dr. Florence, on this conversation.
Great.
So we are back. We are back with Dr. Florence on our conversation on economic empowerment, with a particular focus on Africa. And I've seen that Eva had a very good comment. Yes, there are a lot of vulnerable women because of so many aspects linked to cultural, economic, and societal aspect, and that's key. And I think we've mentioned that those are the key blockers, and the ceiling that we have to break to be able to, make sure that women are fully empowered economically. And we should not, forget to have, to make sure that men are also take part in this effort to either support us behind, be behind us or be at the front, opening up opportunities for women and make sure that they contribute positively to any economic effort for the different countries. So, just before we just close out everything, Dr. Florence, what you've done, you doing an amazing work, and you're doing fantastic, creating fantastic values on the ground in Burundi, in South Africa, and elsewhere in Africa. So what's next for you? What's next for you? What is really the legacy that you want to leave, building on this work that you've already on all those things that you've already accomplished?
Oh, great. It's just one word. I don't want to be Maria Teresa, but I want to leave a legacy of someone who gives her best for happiness of others.
So leave a legacy to make sure that you make the best for others, and so that they become the best version of themselves as well. I would add, and that's very important. And Eva has a question for you, Doctor. She wants to know if your organization has been in touch with any young mothers, teenager mothers, and if yes, is the organization doing something about it, or you're willing to start a partnership, to empower them. So that's a direct call for action for you, Doctor. So the question is there. But I remember that you've been talking that you were including every woman from every background, and but what about the young woman? Is it something that you've been working on?
Yes, Eva, I was going to text you next week.
Okay, all right. So
Yes,
so you
we,
you're gonna sort it out, after the show. And Eva, please be patient, and Dr. Florence will reach out, and she will make sure that you collaborate, because like we said, collaboration is now key in this
yes,
very, very uncertain, volatile, whatever we call it, world. We have
definitely.
to work in collaboration. You can't make it on your own. You have to build on the strength of others to be able to have something that is going to be of really of value, and create something big. So
Right.
that's all that we have, as far the conversation is concerned. So how can people connect with you, Dr. Florence?
Okay, for those who want to reach us, please you can go to our website www dot foundationlab.com.
So www
Sorry, it's .org.
foundationlab.com.
Yeah, .org.
Org. Okay, so that's something that I'll put it on the screen for people um, to be able to reach out to you. So please reach out to Dr. Florence through a foundation, and so that's www foundationlab .org. So that's the
Our
one.
email
Mm-hmm.
info at foundationlab.org.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so say again. I didn't get the beginning.
Info
Info, yeah,
at
at Foundation. Lab.
It's not foundation, it's fondation. Remove,
Fondation.
yes.
Okay.
In
Fondation.
French,
Okay, we're doing in French. Fondation
yes.
Lab.
Mhm.
Okay. .org. All right. Fondationlab.com. Okay. All right. So that's the email, and I'm gonna rectify the website, which is so I've put it here. So I need to rectify that. So that's Fondation. So if you're French, you say Fondation, and that's the one that you need to reach out. So
Yes.
that's all. So it's been amazing having you, Dr. Florence, on the Greatness Engineering Hour show, and really, knowing and what you do on the ground, and what the passion that you put into your foundation, and helping women, empowering women economically, and making sure that you don't leave any of them behind. And obviously the effort continue, because there's still a lot of
Thank
work to
you.
do, but at
Yes.
least there's you've started and you've moved forward, and you have to continue and go to the next level of your greatness, and bring every single woman with you, especially the woman
Unstoppable.
that in contact with. So that's going to be the end for us. Eva, again, thank you, ladies. It was really
Thank
interesting. Well done,
you.
very beautiful interview as always, and well done, Florence. We are in this together. Yes, we are in this together. We're all working, empowering, people at our level, because this show is about empowerment. This show is about
Yeah.
inspiring. We've talked about role models. Those are the role models that we have to follow, and
You
really
are one
emulate.
among them.
Thank you. And it's important that you understand. It's important that you learn from them, and it's important that you not only take the knowledge that you had today, but action on it, because action is key. And
Yes.
please share with any woman, or any man that who is really interested in empowering women, and make sure that we change the narrative, and we change the world, and we bring every single woman with us, as we grow, as we empower ourselves as
Yeah.
well. So
Great.
that's very important. So just as we're gonna have another break, and then I'm gonna have just news for what's coming up on my side.
Thank you.
So there are a few projects coming up. So there's the magazine. The magazine is out, so you can have access to it. It's still free until the end of the week, to get access to it before it goes, on sale. So make sure you grab your copy, or if you want a copy before the end of the week, just reach out to me, email me, and that's not a problem. There's also a conference, a Global Supply Diversity Conference, which is run by Monica Motivate, based in Atlanta. So they're going virtual this year, and it's going to be on the 20th, 24th of September. So 10 a.m. EST. So we can, you can see what's the equivalent in your time zone. So you can grab your complimentary registration by visiting the website, which is Global Supplier Diversity Conference.com. And we also, I'm part of a collaboration book, Blueprint from Heaven, a book that is led by Coach Rose, so Dr. Rosalind Willis. And again, another proof that collaboration is key, and that's the new way to bring things forward. So this book should come out in October, and it's going in pre-sale next week, Monday. So that's good. So that's all for today. For those who want to be in contact with me, especially email me regarding the magazine or regarding anything. So my email is here, mtulekima@gmail.com, and then my website, and I'm in every single social media platform, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So just, reach out to me, and we should be okay. So that's all for today. It's been an amazing hour again, with an amazing champion doing an amazing work, and in the community and internationally. So thank you so much, Dr. Florence, for your time, for your insight, and really for sharing your passion of women empowerment, economic empowerment with us. And I hope that the audience actually learn and will reach out to you if they want to continue this conversation, or just reach out or collaborate with you, just like what Eva just did right now. So
Yeah.
for today, that's the end. And so thank you, Dr.
Thank
Florence.
you, Mireille, for this opportunity. And I seize this platform to ask women in the entire African continent to own their life, work
Mhm.
hard, work smarter, to secure, to be independent, and they have their self-esteem and self-confidence. I promote social entrepreneurship because entrepreneurship for women is the economic secret weapon.
Exactly.
Entrepreneurship will liberate them. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. And on this note, bye bye, and have a
Bye.
great weekend. And see you all next week, Monday, with a gentleman this time, but very interesting, and champion, that you're gonna get to know. So take care. Have a great weekend, and see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bruce Markers.
Oh,